guess just your impressions on this scrimmage and how you thought the day went.
I thought it went good. I thought it was competitive. I thought we had good energy. We weren't perfect. We got plenty to work on. But I thought it was a pretty good balanced scrimmage.
It seemed like a step forward for the offense this week compared to last. I guess, what did you think of that unit?
I thought we played a little better. You know, offense, you got to play together. Otherwise, there's nothing to stop. But I thought we had good intensity on defense. But I think we took a step on both sides of the ball.
What did you think of the quarterbacks?
I thought they were decent. Their good plays were good. And then I thought, we did a pretty good job spreading out the bad plays. So,
which quarterback do you think stood out the most to you today?
Will, and then with the third group, probably Daniel.
What was it about Will that impressed you?
Although I did think that the young guys played well, and I also thought that Sawyer played well. Sawyer had a good scrimmage.
Coach, we've seen Cole Smith get a good bit of reps with that first team offensive line and right guard. Your thoughts on how he's looked lately and bounced back from not being in spring practice?
He's in the middle of a big war with Cam and Albert, and he's battling out with those guys. So, really those three are battling it out for who has the majority of the reps. We want to have a guy to that side, though, no matter what.
Rufus had a great day, a couple of touchdowns, looked really crisp out there. What did you think from him, and how have you seen him grow?
Rufus played well. Rufus plays the ball in the air probably better than any receiver we have. And that's what I would say is the strongest things he does. He comes out and just cuts quickly, and he plays the ball in the air well. And that's a pretty good example for everybody. I think they did. It's been a gradual process, but I think we did.
You talked last week about the three-horse race with Tulu and Justin Robinson and Rara out there. Has anyone kind of stood out this past week since then?
I don't know, but somebody's got to separate themselves. Because I thought early on all three were playing relatively lethargic, and then I think now all three are playing pretty hard, and they're playing for playing time right now, and so we'll see who rises to the top out of those three.
How much of a bigger role do you think Rufus is going to have in this offense this year?
Well, we've wanted to play him for a while, and he does good things on the practice field, and I think that if we were to play today, he'd play a lot.
What's kind of the schedule for next week?
We'll do it practice times and slots will be like a game week, Well, it'll be kind of a format like a game week. We won't have exclusively scouts, but we'll have some.
Seems like in the secondary, Jalen Green and Corey Ellington have kind of taken turns this week with the first team. I guess, what do you think of that competition there, and what are you looking for from the guy, to stand out and get the starting spot?
They're fighting it out. I think Jalen Green had a little better day today, but I think it's competitive. That's the key. Is we have enough guys that in the secondary it's competitive, and it needs to be.
What do you think has stood out to you kind of the most about your team so far throughout training camp and heading into the season?
We've got a little more depth, so we're competitive at more positions. The better guy's going to play, and so we've got to. That's the thing. Right now, we're still looking for guys to separate themselves.
This kicking game is a little bit better today.
Yeah, they hit them. They hit them.
I know camp's been going on for a while now, but it still seems like the energy has been really high out there every time I've been out there anyway. You kind of notice the same thing. Just where do you feel like this group's at?
Yeah, we have high energy. I think that's really good. We've had high energy, and our guys do really like to play. So, and I think that's a huge thing.
Virgil's getting some work out there at corner. I guess, what have you seen from his development and the opportunity for him to play this year?
Really aggressive. He's really aggressive. Plays really hard. He's not afraid of anything, and then just his skill set's improved, I think.
How do you think the scrimmage went today?
That was good. I thought offense and defense was competitive on all sides. Guys were flying around, locked in. Obviously we had to come in here and kind of change it up. I thought guys responded well. So I thought it was positive.
What did you think of Rufus's play today? I think he had a couple touchdowns, got close to a third one there while you guys were still outside.
Awesome. The whole training camp, we've seen him. He's been making plays, and just kind of see it kind of come to fruition today and everything. It's awesome. He's a super talented player. He's definitely going to help us out this year. Just seeing him work, and I'm excited. Yeah.
Coaches have kind of called it a three-horse race between Tulu and Rara and Justin Robinson. How do you see the competition?
It's great. Like you said, that you want 3 guys who are all competitive, super good players because they're going to push each other. And I think that's just seen as training camps kind of went through. They all elevated their level of play, their seriousness, locked in, the extra work, and it's been great. I think it's made that position really deep because we got 3 awesome options there that are all playing really good ball right now.
We see so many guys mixing and matching at receiver. It could be different groups. Is that kind of a testament too of you got to bring it every day or you could lose some reps?
No doubt about it. Yeah, I mean nothing's given here. There ain't nothing from last year. Coach Leach is very adamant about that, but it's like a healthy, competitive environment. Everything's open, no favorites. Whoever's going to play the best ball is going to play.
What's impressed you? I know you kind of just talked about Rufus, but what's impressed you the most about his growth?
So he's a really smart football player. I mean, he's played all 4 positions on the field before. They put him just outside, inside, whatever it may be. I mean, he's just a smart kid. He knows football, knows where to be. He just kind of picks it up like that. He kind of soaks it all in, and as you can see, as he's playing, both sides of the ball, H and Y today, and he's making plays in both.
Do you think he'll have a bigger role in this offense this year?
Yeah, absolutely. I think how he's been playing, I think it's going to come on Saturdays.
Can you describe the change from your earlier camps where by this stage all the receiver rotation were established? As of now with 2 weeks to game time, there's still competition for jobs.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a competitive room. It's what you want. You want depth in a room. So, I mean, the schedule we play, the amount of games we play, it's going to be tough. Guys are going to get banged up. So you want multiple guys that can roll in there and play, and I think it's promising to have that.
With a guy like Rufus, do you think it's frustrating to not really get on the field much the first couple of years that he's here? And how do you think a guy can, attack that and use it to get more playing time this season?
I mean, I think Rufus really approached it the right way. He's never been a bad guy in the locker room. He's always never had a negative voice or anything. He's just worked hard in the off seasons. And some people's past, there's different paths. Some people jump in their freshman year, some come a little later. And his path led him a little later, but I mean I think his time's going to come this year, and he's definitely going to be ready for it.
You're obviously the most experienced receiver on this team, but even yourself, what did you come in training camp wanting to get better at?
Just help be kind of whatever I need to do on the team, try to find that role. If I could be a better leader, help guys understand it. We got a bunch of new receivers in, bring them along, kind of try to show them sort of the way what we try to do here as a unit, the levels we're trying to reach. Just trying to be that old head kind of leader and just bring us along.
On the other side of the ball, what did you see from Jett? He's gotten a little bit more playing time and he's getting in that mix there. What did you see from him in the corner?
He's good. He's an athletic player. He's scrappy, man. He does everything. I mean, he's got some game experience. He had to pick LSU a couple years ago. He's a good player. He's play hard, work hard. I mean, off-season training, going against him in certain drills, and he's busting my tail. He's a really good competitive kid. I like what I've seen out of him.
What do you think about this secondary as a whole? Because they've been pretty aggressive with y'all, and in return, the receivers have battled right back.
Yeah, Coach Arnett, he's got them rocking and rolling. I mean, they're coming down, they're filling holes, they're making it hard. And, I think it's kind of been iron sharpening iron for sure. Like you said, they got a couple new guys in there. They got some depth. They got some guys who really play ball, so push us.
How much does it help you guys to play in this game?
Oh, it's awesome. You want to be in that environment. You want to have a little bit of a crowd. The lights come on. It's just something different about it, and kind of getting used to it. We've had 2 scrimmages in there now. Get some of the nerves out. Some of the guys, first time, whatever it may be. So be ready to roll in a couple weeks.
So 2 weeks. What do you do now?
Just attack every day, get better.
So, what did you think of the scrimmage? What was the biggest takeaways from today?
Well, defensively, we came out a little flat. Coach Arnett, said that, with our coaching staff and everything, they've been around the game long enough to know when the team shows up ready to play, and they thought we were a little flat today, and it kind of translated to the game field. So we got to. There's no off days. Off days will get you beat. Coming out flat will get you beat. So we got to pick it up tomorrow. That's the good thing about it. We got another day tomorrow. So.
Unfortunately, Deshaun had a slow start to camp because of the funeral and all that. What have you seen from him this past week?
Yeah, that's a tragedy, and we were there for him. We love him. That's a brother. He's pushing me every day. I'm pushing him. It's competitive, but it's a brotherhood, and so he's done some good things, and so it's good to have a little friendly competition in there. He's done well.
Besides you, we've seen J.P. Purvis start to take some backup reps at Mike Linebacker. What have you seen there with him and Nick?
Yeah, JP's done well. He's a real fast, instinctive player, and so once he gets things down, and he can make a lot of plays, and so he's done some good things as well.
What's it like for you? I mean, spent a couple of years trying to earn, some playing time. Last year, you obviously excelled. So now you have an off season going into it, knowing that you're going to be one of the guys on this defense. How's that kind of feel for you?
Oh, it's a great feeling. I was telling somebody the other day that it's literally my dream to play and be a big role at Mississippi State. So fortunately, I'm living my dream thanks to the good Lord. And so You know, it's a blessing, first of all. It's a big task. Like, it's SEC football, big boy football, and being one of the leaders on the defense is a big role. And so, obviously, complacency is not a good thing. And so, just, you know, doing the extra effort every day to boost my game and up my game is what I've been trying to do.
You know, a lot's been made about this defense with all the production and the experience you guys have back. How much does that make it easier from a communication standpoint when you're out on the field?
Yeah.
You probably don't have to repeat yourself at once.
Yeah, no, it's a huge deal. I mean, it's hard to mimic game experience, and we have a lot of it, a lot of production, you know, like you said. And so, really, day one is not day one. It's, you know, you're well along in the scheme, and so we can kind of read more into the offense, you know, and think more of what they're doing versus, you know, it's kind of second nature for us now as our assignment, alignment, and all that. So we can anticipate plays more now, so which is nice.
Not that we would notice or opposing teams, but are there just certain looks or snapping the finger that you and Buki can do, and you know exactly what the other one's talking about?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, Buki and I are tight. Yeah, it's nice to have that camaraderie.
Have you seen Avery Sledge flash and stuff?
Yeah, so those young guys are doing pretty good. Obviously, it's, you know, coming into the SEC, it's very hard. You know, it's hard not to get big-eyed a little bit and stuff, but they're flashing. They're doing well.
What's going on, man?
Good.
I guess what's it kind of been like for you this month, you know, getting back out there and you know, being at Davis Wade Stadium, getting some reps again?
Hey, it feels good. I feel 100%. All that work I put in, it's time to show it off. It's time for it to be worth it.
What was that whole experience like for you? The injury, coming back from it, because right before you went down, Leach was just so excited about your progression, then to have that happen, work your way back. Now you're finally back here. What was that whole experience kind of like for you?
It was just a mental game, just a real mental game. Like, everything was just mentally challenging, and it opened up for just a bigger picture for me. Honestly, just a way bigger picture for me.
How do you think that experience has kind of shaped you and helped change you at all?
Maturity-wise, game-wise, and strength-wise. Everybody always asks me, I feel better, stronger, bigger, and faster.
You got a pretty good, we call it competition because both of you are going to play a lot, but you and DeMonte seem to feed off each other at that defensive end spot.
Most definitely. You know, DeMonte, he took reps for me last year, so it's been like the D-line is like a brotherhood, so we learned off each other, feeding off each other. He learned one thing, I learned one thing. You mess up one thing, I'm going to fix that. If he mess up one thing, he going to fix that. Like, it works just like that. Everybody coming hand in hand.
A lot of your teammates have praised, you know, even while you were away from playing, that you were still involved in practices and texting them a lot during games and things like that. I guess, why was that so important for you to stay involved?
Football is more than just being on the field to me. Of course, like, it's always been a family-oriented thing. When you come out here to football for as athletes, this is our safe haven. So that's what we want it to be like. Being out there around your teammates, if you're playing or not, like, you always want to have that energy with your teammates. You always want to let somebody know that you got their back and you always in that corner.
Some of your teammates mentioned the pass rush needing to improve. With you back, how much do you think that can change this team's pass rush?
Like I was feeding on earlier with me and DeMonte Russell, like, everybody feeds off each other. Like, you get a move, he get a move, we get a move, we all work the moves together. See, can they all work together? Most definitely.
Obviously, they still got some growing pains to go through, but your thoughts of the young guys like Deontay Anderson and the new freshman that just got here?
Real smart kids. Every freshman that's been on this field right now has been real smart. They have caught on to the game. Yes, it's still a thing we got to work on, but being able to catch on to it right then and there and fix your small detail things, that's what we need, and that's what they're doing for me.
What do you think you guys are as a defense with just 2 weeks until, you know, the season started?
Understandable defense. We're a very understandable defense. Now, why I say that, because, like I said, chemistry, all about the chemistry coming apart. Like, when you have everybody buying in, you're going to make some successful plays. And I feel like that's one thing we have definitely came to with just the chemistry part of everything.
I know you guys missed a chance to play against your hometown team at Memphis last year. What's it going to be like playing them here?
Oh, it's going to be great. All I can say is just in one word, great. Great. That's all I can say.
You got a glimpse of it today, but how excited are you to be back inside Davis Wade Stadium and be playing?
Like I had said at first, a true blessing. Like, people don't understand. Like, coming from where I came from, just a true blessing.
You mentioned that chemistry you guys have on the defensive line. When you have all that chemistry and that experience, how much does that help you going into the season?
100%. It helps you out 100%. Like I said, you're going to know everybody's weakness. You're going to know where some people fall short at. You're going to know where their strong points is. So, like, just having that chemistry is going to take us a long way.
Do you expect a lot of emotions when you take on Memphis in that first game?
A lot of emotion. I expect a lot of emotion. I don't expect nothing to stop.
How many family members do you think are going to be here for that?
My whole family, the whole family.
Sheesh, man. Is how kind of last year's game ended, is that going to play a role in any of those emotions too?
Not so really. We always push on to the next game. Like, we ain't never focus on what happened in the past. We just gonna push on to the next.
I guess how tough was that for you initially? You know, you come from JUCO, you have a pretty good season, and Leach is talking about how the expectations he has for you. I guess how hard was that initially to go through that injury and kind of understand the path that was ahead?
Most definitely. I don't feel like nothing was hard at all. Like, this injury was not just as challenging as everybody put it for me, because I always had that momentum of just keep going. Like, keep going no matter what. My coaches always told me, the strength staff always told me, next play, next play. And that's how I thought about throughout every rehab, next play, next play, next play.